Welcome to Kachai with Lucky. I am your host, Lucky Mbabazi, and we're going to have a conversation on how to clean your private parts, because it turns out a lot of people are being challenged, especially as couples, when your man or your woman doesn't know how to clean themselves or to take care of that part. There are so many issues that could arise, including being turned off.
I know.
Brands, man. Sex therapist. This topic you have to jump on.
I love it.
You love it, don't you?
Next,
and then,
that
of course,
flow.
Ashley Mubiru. Let's just get straight into it. We talk about women's hygiene a lot of times,
Yes.
and I think very often men are ignored. So maybe we start with the men. They don't really know how to wash themselves.
Yeah, you see, there's a very thin line between sex and health, and then
hygiene.
And then
Yes.
hygiene. So a lot of people just understand. I have had a lot of young men come and say, you know, there's this myth I had that when you have a smaller penis,
that one. Yes.
smaller penis, you have to keep a lot of hair so that it confuses the area.
Confusing.
like it takes away attention.
Right.
It takes away attention so that the man is not like out there alone. So the thing is, one of the things that men should understand that we sweat a lot.
Yes, you do.
Genes there, and then our AOL also gathers hair. Because people want to concentrate on this other magic, because it's all a whole pubic area.
Right.
And then when it comes to sexuality and then all these things and cleaning yourself, let us not look at only that place, because that place is very
It's actually an
complex.
extension.
It's an extension of all these things, because we have people who say, as long as I'm cleaning here, I don't clean here. So let us make it general in that form, because men think it's just wash, go. Mainly our brothers who are not circumcised, man, it's a weird story. It's a weird story because as a grown up who's not circumcised, you gather a lot of plaque around there. Like every covered skin will start sweating and then gathering a lot of white. Like some friend of mine used to call it posho. So
let's call it that then. It gathers posho.
It gathers posho. So the posho.
We eat posho. Let's get another one.
And then there is this man, there's this woman who
Rotten milk.
like this guy
Please,
said,
posho,
I
we
cannot
eat
be
posho.
married and I have sex every day and I wash. It will wash within there, because they say the VJJ washes it clean.
That's what they think.
And it was just a group of men.
But let me tell you,
with infections.
with infections, and
I
they
know.
keep thinking, and you know, you go to a man and you say, I have this infection, and they're like, where did you get it from?
Exactly.
Forgetting that, hey, your
You
thing
can't-
has been trapping a lot of
Whatever.
and you just
Porridge.
borrowed all that in me.
But the thing is, what we need to understand is, as you are dealing with that friend downstairs, okay, for health issues and for performance issues, the more time you have managing that guy, you get benefits out of that. Because me, when I tell people, I will take like 5 minutes showering, but I'll take more minutes on that guy, because there's a routine he goes
That's the
through.
penis.
Yes.
There's a routine he goes through every day. First of all, me, I do the gelking process.
Yeah,
Gelking. Gelking is
What's
a
gelking?
Yeah,
Explain to men.
gelking is a
yes.
milking way of you moving with your dick a certain time with oil. After showering, put some oil, because some people get it out and it's all like scaly, because like ashy, you know what we talked about earlier?
Yes.
It's ashy, it's not really like good skin.
So if you want it to be good skin, please explain to men what gelking is
yes.
and how it's done.
Yeah, first
Slowly-
It's not only for
after you've
when you're
showered,
going to.
after you've showered and everything is done, you can get your beautiful oil. You can get cannabis oil or coconut oil or
Or Vaseline even.
or not. Vaseline is not nice because it's
Okay.
petroleum. I don't want to go petroleum. Let's get the
It's
basics.
just an oil.
Even though it's cooking oil, palm oil.
Yes.
There. And then just get it there. And when you're doing the massage, first of all, you're getting 3 benefits out of it. It gives you a fuller erection, a stronger one. 2, it also gives you a finer look around it.
Nice.
Now, because it's
No,
fine.
but won't that be masturbating?
No. Gelking happens the moment you realize, because you're a mature man. Right now, we're not dealing with teenagers.
Yes.
Maybe. We're dealing with mature men.
Your mind
teenagers
should be telling you I'm cleaning
should
my
be telling
penis.
you that I am doing something. It's like
Right.
saying I want to go to swimming, because every time I go to swimming, I look at girls and I have an erection. It's
Yes.
maturity. Because every time you realize it's getting stronger, you stop.
Yes.
If you do, meanwhile, if you have issues with size, if you gel for just 21 days, you're going to realize a big difference, because it's now
Ooh.
becoming stronger.
So gelking has 3 benefits.
Has 3 benefits:
which
cleaning
are
it,
cleaning.
and then making it a fuller erection, and then the other, like,
When
last,
it is-
you last longer, and it looks fine, because now you don't gel with just nothing. You gel with a cream. By the time it looks like fresh skin, I'm like, oh yeah, it looks good, because if you have a friend who's going to go downtown on you or go or Wino on you, they won't look at it like, because women,
it doesn't look
it doesn't look as
yes,
though. So I mean, when you're doing a cleaning, meanwhile, if you're doing gelking on a regular, make sure you don't also have hair around there, because when you're gelking with oil and it gets into the hair,
then
it is
will-
going to be moist and everything.
it's going to get
bacteria
moist and
can
all
easily-
that.
So the first thing you should do, you're saying
First
shave.
what? Shave it. Shave it. Don't leave it a lot. Don't leave a lot of hair there. It looks awful.
I want to imagine that
Yes.
men will start thinking, if I gel for 21 days, my skin is going to be so soft that when I am doing my thing, it
might
might
hurt.
Don't gel as if you're fighting with your skin. It has to be a smooth, nice
sexy
flow.
kind of
As if, is
feeling.
it like as if you're milking?
As if you're milking, but not
Milking is
hard.
normally hard.
Not using a lot of
milked
energy.
No, the
before.
motion is milking.
The
but
motion,
Yes.
you
the
shouldn't use
motion,
that.
the motion is milking. Now the
Okay.
thing is, why you should do that? If you know, because some people actually shower, the water runs and that's it. They get
that-
towel and
yes.
everything as well. Because here we have our joint. It gathers a lot of that. So when you are busy doing your stuff, you will know. Get in touch with your body. Meanwhile, that alone in itself gives you woman comfort. That man, my man is taking care of himself.
taking care of
there's
himself.
nothing that turns on women like a man who takes care of himself.
Because that thing is, we're going to share that thing with me, which brings to my question.
Yes.
Are they allowed, you men, are you allowed to wash with, because for us women, you're not supposed to use any type of soap
Exactly.
down there. It's just supposed to be plain, nice
Because-
water.
but for,
So
for,
do you
for,
use
for
soap?
The
women,
only difference with us, we don't have an opening. Our urethra doesn't sip at a speed like yours does.
Right.
Ours takes longer, unless you've been like if, for example, young men used to masturbate with soap. After the masturbation, you will feel some irritation because
now it has
it's been sipping over a time. Because
Yeah.
it's going to be longer. You
But
know.
Ashley, you said something really interesting that women shouldn't wash. You can wash with what they call this normal soap.
Yes.
Sabun,
That-
the same way. The one you use to wash your
yes.
clothes. But
The
not
washing
the
soap,
inner,
not the inner
vagina.
douching
Because that-
kind of thing.
That kind of thing will create, it creates imbalances
Yes,
in
in
the
the-
pH,
yes.
and you'll end up getting what they call a yeast infection. Except what you can do though is use that other soap to wash the outer,
around.
because
Because at the
normally
end of
when
the
you
women,
urinate
yes.
and what, it goes into that area. But the inner part, just wash with water,
And
you're
that's
good
it.
to
Yeah,
go.
because I do sex and I have 90% of my clientele are women. This is what we do. When you have your nice sponge, like do some scrubbing around the
Like
area.
cover it first.
Cover the friends. If you have a little bit of extensions, tuck them in, because even the extensions gather a lot of that.
Yes.
So when you're washing, you have to like really do a thorough cleaning. But the idea is every time you're doing whatever, I tell my girls, whatever you cannot eat, don't
Try to
insert
push
there.
it in.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
personal care should be not only with just washing. There are things you do on a regular that affect your vaginal. There's this one woman who used to come. In those days, I used to do a lot of. I used to do waxing,
Yeah,
like
those
waxing
ones.
and all that. And then that place smells a natural way. It smells its way. There's this girl who came, and I was as if there was nothing smelling. I was like, "Are you using anything to wash it?" Like I use this. I don't want to mention the name. I use this. Okay, don't put anything that has a foam in the vajayjay. That is not natural because it changes its form.
But why
Yes.
why the need? I've never really understood. The way the womanhood was created, I'm going to call it that
Yes.
for the lack of better word, is that it has a natural discharge. It cleanses itself.
Perfect.
That is why people end up getting yeast infections
Because they
of
keep
the
inserting
douchings, They're
things.
doing what? They're inserting. The other time I got a letter of a woman who had inserted garlic, and I'm wondering
Disappeared.
what it
Garlic
disappeared.
inside.
Hey, it disappeared.
Yeah.
Because people think that when you use garlic,
It's treating yeast.
it's treating yeast, except that it will give you more yeast sometimes.
You know, they read
so
a lot
people
of
who
things
use
on-
it
on-
are supposed
on-
to put
on
a stream
internet.
on so that it can she
Now-
can use it
now
and pull it out.
This is how you can use it better. Perfectly. You see, if you have neem oil, for example, neem oil is one of the best probiotics and it's an antibiotic, also anti-yeast and all that. When you have your garlic, as you've stringed it, perfolate it. Perfolate is putting holes
Putting
around
holes
it.
on
I'm still
I'm just giving you an example. If you're dealing with a funny infection, there's a woman I was treating. She suffered an infection for 18 years.
what kind of infection?
Infection
Because
is
that
that-
also
that
Now,
takes
this is
long.
what
Yeah.
we're going into. So when I just put my medicine for infections, like what infections are you trying to talk about? Now the problems we have is people who are treating infections with women don't tell them what is the leading cause of yeast.
infection.
Now, if you have a yeast infection or a candida and you're busy taking all the sugary things, you're eating like all the funny sweets,
Fat
trust me, this thing
things.
is going to be growing.
Now yeah, and this is another thing that people don't understand. If you have a yeast infection, by all means see a gynecologist.
Exactly.
Thank you. Start from there.
There's a place that I normally go to, and they really treat women really well. It's a women's clinic, I think owned by the government, around Kamocha.
Yes, yes.
Very cheap, very affordable. Any woman can walk in there and you'll find so many women that will advise you on so many other things.
Yes.
So if you have an infection, is it a UTI? You don't know that. You're not
Most
a
people
doctor.
don't know
Yes.
And that's what I'm telling you. Is it a UTI? Is it just a yeast infection? Do you need extra medication? How long are you going to be on that
And let me
medication?
tell you,
those things are found in
make
hospitals.
women make mistakes. Start with testing, because they will test your blood, they will test your discharge, and know whether you know, there are some women who say, I'm going to go local. What are you treating?
You don't know,
Exactly.
because for them they think everything is an infection. They call it
Yes,
infection.
infection.
Now, as we are trying to do, you see, most men want to send their women go see a doctor. But remember, even you, as
the man,
your boots walk on the same carpet that is dirty.
Right.
And you expect to send a woman, go treat yourself, and then
And
for
you
you they are
don't treat
gallivanting.
it.
Because men, for us, if you have a bad infection, unless it's really bad like gonorrhea, I would feel it immediately. But if it's not that big, I'll take long to feel it. Sometimes, unless it's really irritating.
It's very hard for a man
to feel it
he is
immediately,
infection.
yes. But over a time, it starts
if
feeling
I'm going
different.
for treatment, you need to also
Okay,
go.
so
Come along.
this is what happens. There are over-the-counter medications that are
Yes.
there for depending on the yeast infection that you have. When you're getting that over the counter and you talk to your pharmacist, they will ask you, do you have a man at home?
Yes.
Yes, I
you.
do. They'll give you double.
Double.
Yes.
Your own treatments,
And
normally
his.
it's one dose or whatever, but I wouldn't advise people to get those over the counter, especially if you don't know where the problem is
Exactly.
coming from. But
First go
even
and
when you go
test.
to these fertility or gynecologist places to get treated, they'll still ask you for your man. Now men don't like coming with us when we have infections.
They think we are the problem.
we are the problem, and yet
They
you
feel
could
sad.
actually be giving me those
From-
infections because you don't
because,
clean
yes.
yourself.
Exactly. You see, most
so
men-
if you're on treatment, your man should also be
You see,
on
most
treatment.
men have issues with facing their sexuality. That's why I find problems
Yeah,
with. Even
a
if
lot.
he calls you that he has a problem sexually, he will not mention the word. It's like, hey, I have some problems. Do you have anything? It's like, what is the problem? No, you know the issues
The
of men.
Yes.
Issues, we don't have the same issues. So the thing is, when you're dealing with you see, when we talk about the jerking bit, it doesn't stop there. You need to play with your friends downstairs. You see those, like how you have
To
to
do
play,
what?
how you have to play with
Which
your balls.
friends?
The
You know, they are-
balls,
they are
the balls.
friends.
You see, we've had men in a certain class
Right.
growing. If you're above 40, at a certain level, your prostate begins to enlarge.
Right.
And then that means your friends are going to start sagging.
Hey, it happens. It comes.
Yeah, it comes with age.
Yeah,
So
it
this is
happens
what
with
happens
age.
when your prostate is enlarging, your urethra starts thinning. When it starts thinning, that means you will urinate and urine won't fully come out. It will
yeah.
start dropping
Then it will
on your
start-
boxers, and then you start smelling funny.
And it
But
does smell, yes.
the funny bit about this, when you're dealing with your balls, I tell men, take time with yourself. Get a warm towel, first rub around there. Sorry for the visual.
You rub, we get it, Brian.
you see,
Yeah,
you-
yeah, yeah.
rub the area. You see your prostate gland is in between your balls and your A, or in between there.
Right.
Just take enough time there. Warm. Get castor oil. Castor oil penetrates skin better. Massage that time. Give it time. Massage it. And then when you're dealing with your balls, make sure you separate them. Touch that so that there is no growth within. Have enough time with yourself, because some people get issues. Right, every time I walk, I feel so much pain. If I want to have sex and I don't have it, I get so much pain, what we call blue ball. But the issue is you don't have enough time dealing with yourself. You're going to have all these issues. So when we are talking about this cleanliness here, the way we shave, both men and women, you've seen men who shave and they have a lot of bumps around it. It's like bumpy and it's pussy.
Yeah.
So you're going to get infections there as well. So if you have a bumpy kind of environment, don't shave a lot with a lot of shavers. Learn a way to do. If you're going to do a
Lightly.
waxing,
Yeah.
or if you're going to do these adjustable shavers that leave some little hair there, because some people come to you and it's like, Brian, I have had these things, they start becoming pussy. Infectious. Now a man who is pussy is going to sleep with you, while you're shagging,
And
stuff
you're
is
going
going
to get
to.
infections. But the thing also, the pussiness that you're talking about is skin type.
Yes.
People do not really know, because the skin you have, even down there, things can get crazy.
Exactly.
And you'll have the skin issues. That
Yeah.
means that you're sensitive to some of the
Yes.
things that you use.
Yes,
You're sensitive to razors.
Yes.
You're sensitive to whatever cream that
So,
you use to
so,
shave.
so a
you
woman
have to
has
be
to
careful.
explore
Explore all
and
these
know
different
that
ones.
this has affected me, let me treat it. Next time, let me change and use this and see. Because you have to, at the time a woman reaches 30, and you have really known how your VJ or
looks
VJ
like or
looks
should
like
smell
or
like.
appreciates how you deal with
because
it.
me, I take study. I have told women, even your hair down there doesn't grow the same direction when you look at it. So when you are trying to shave, don't shave hair from the opposite side. When you shave it from the opposite side, you're going to pull it more. So that's if you're dealing
So
with bump.
it's
more the direction
it's
it
the
flows.
direction it
It
flows.
flows.
And in most
Yes,
cases,
it's
I don't know,
downwards.
I'm not thinking, I think it's
downwards.
downwards. Isn't it?
No, not
I know
always.
downwards.
Not
I know
always.
downwards.
Most of that,
Yes.
it will be down.
Yes.
You can confirm or deny.
Some
Yes.
is confused. Some is confused direction. So you have to like take a look.
Yeah, in
It's
that
confused
case,
direction. So
yes.
what we're dealing with now, like personal care or you know VJJ or dick hygiene, like any man out there, if you're dealing with things, some people rush while you're peeing. You don't even wait to finish, then put it, and then come and then you're smelling urine as an adult and stuff like that. Like also men, when you shave your A-hole, make sure you shave it. Because unless you're washing totally after going to the toilet, wash like the Muslims,
Yes.
and then like you're going to stay with map. So some women on a forum, there's a forum with women who all shared. It was a very nasty sharing. All of them because they washed their husband's boxers. They
You
will
did
take-
what? You shared what?
Hey,
no,
they
like
were talking
women were
about-
sharing.
Yeah.
Why are there men
Yeah,
having
I thought
poo?
the pictures.
Why are there men having poo in their underwear?
Full in there. And
Yes, because they don't shave the AO. When you go and just wipe the normal way, stuff stays there. So when you have your underwear clamped there, it's going to have.
It's
but
going to collect
also,
all this. That's
all
how,
this.
After
that's
you
how
have
women
cleaned
get
yourself
up.
with tissue, learn how to use water. But again, learn how to use water to wash. There's nothing wrong with that. That is yours. It wasn't did it come from you?
Exactly.
I don't understand why somebody would be disgusted to clean
themselves
Isn't
up
that your
after.
stuff?
Because
you do it and it came out
some
of you.
really rush. You have hair down there, you've rushed now.
So it has
Sometimes
to
it's a
after
public
you've
place where you
cleaned-
don't have water.
Yes. No, but after you clean with tissue, in most toilets that you go to these days,
They have that
tap.
tap.
Please get that tap. Wash
Wash.
yourself properly. If you're at home, and I tell women, if you don't know how to wash yourself because you're big, because sometimes Ashley, because of the way you're built, it becomes hard.
Very hard to do.
So this is what I do. After you've washed that area, the back area, because you cannot see yourself, becomes very hard. You have to bend a little bit, get a jerry can or
Water.
Whatever.
or a bafu. You carry it.
You carry
or the
it
shower,
and
if you
the
have a shower.
yes.
You
Even a
get
cup.
it and
Pass it
direct
behind
here.
you.
Put soap here. Then put it
Clean.
in between. What did you call it? The A-hole?
The AO.
As you pour water. As you pour water and you rub in between that line.
Instantly.
And because it has a tendency of holding
Of collecting.
a lot of things.
Whichever.
So you wash it.
There's also another area on us, on ladies and even gents. This line between, because I got a friend who told me that women, and I actually argued and said even men, because they all have that area
That
where
line, eh?
that line,
See, that's
you
the
find
A-hole.
it gets dark.
Hey,
Is that the
hey,
A-hole?
hey.
Around there.
Around there, it gets it gets so dark, and you forget that that area is going to also because that is also a collection center.
Yeah, because it's
it
always
looks
covered.
deeper and it's
always
covered.
Yeah.
So you're thinking, I'm just cleaning here.
supposed to-
When you're showering, that's an area. I keep telling my children, that is an area, the armpits behind the ears, where you make sure that your body smells nice when
That's
you're coming
why I
out
told
of the
you,
bed.
you do this and vagula. I don't know what I don't know the English word for it. Separate it.
Lift up.
Pour a bit of water and
and
soap. Use your hands. You see
Ah.
this side?
Yes.
And then do
Pass
this.
your
There-
things
You
in
can
there.
get a sponge, Ashley. You can also.
You can do
yes,
it.
and it will be, yes.
There's a friend of mine I told because she was really heavy. So I just get a cup because you know the water you carry by the time it reaches here in your hands, just get a small cup for plastic.
Or
Keep it there and then and do your stuff. So
so
because
if you don't have a shower.
sexuality and cleanliness are very related. If you smell awful, your partner is not going to be comfortable, and it's for your own health purposes.
And the
As-
shaving also here. You've not told men.
don't keep men like keeping it. It's
I
very
don't know why
irritating.
men keep that.
I
very
Why?
it's sexy.
And let me tell you,
some women
how?
are here like
Some
it.
women are weird, but the thing is, what
Oh,
we need to
that is
understand.
weird. Honestly,
That's
it's weird.
different.
No,
The only
no,
reason why,
no.
unless you're using
can't
an
have-
unless you're using an
Well,
anti-aspirant,
that's what to do.
antiperspirant, because the thing
What's
is,
that?
it sweats a lot. Unless you're using a very serious antiperspirant, and over time it also gathers. Like when you
That's
sweat,
not right.
it
It's
gathers
not
a lot
right
of
for a
white
man
stuff.
to
So
have hair
as we are
down
dealing
there.
with all the
They
cleanliness,
should even go for waxing.
waxing is painful. I've tried. Don't tell Amen. They will run. Men don't like pain. But the simple things, because the thing is about sexuality, because most people come with that, I don't have energy, I don't have money, guy, saja. It is basically because of how you dress. The kind of boxers you wear can affect your guy.
Those tight things are not good for you.
Yeah,
Wear big boxers.
wear a free. If it's not tight, if it could be like there's a type that is cotton, but it's stretchy.
Yeah. I've seen
Cotton
it, I've
like
seen
there,
it.
that's not,
I've
but
seen it.
stretches.
I've seen it.
That's cool. But the
You're
thing is,
talking of the ones that
planes?
reach here,
Yeah,
not
I've
not
seen
this
them.
this bikini kind of.
they could, yeah, not bikini kind. They could
I've
be,
seen the
they could be,
planes
they could be,
that look
they'll be
really
CK,
nice,
they could be
yeah.
whichever, but then they are like, huh?
Yeah.
But they stretch whenever you have any stretching.
They
normal
space.
stretch,
They
have
allow
space
you.
here.
they allow you
allow
to
you
stretch
to
enough.
stretch
But the
properly.
idea is every man, like men don't want to wash boxers. There's this one who came and told me, Brian, this man can have a boxer until you will just grab it from him and throw it in the basin. He will have it for a week.
But
Not
why?
changing it.
I mean, once you're washing for your man,
But the issue is not not everyone.
Not every woman can wash for their man.
Exactly. She said,
I didn't know. You said
she
no.
said I have to. I also.
Oh, really?
Wash your,
You don't?
Yes,
I don't.
it's
Oh, wow.
it's
I
okay.
don't, because
okay.
at the end of it all,
It's okay.
you know how you've been using your boxer. You know the corners you can
You can wash.
Exactly.
But Ashley,
No, everyone,
I
it's
don't.
okay.
And
It's okay.
he appreciates, because
Never
let me tell you,
be.
there are certain things.
Some of us get tired and want them
You
washed.
see, you get tired and yet you're putting it on. How? For me, my husband does his own whatever.
Drawers, he washes his
Yes,
clothes.
because he's one very clean guy. I'm clean, but he goes to the extremes. I don't want to
so
find
it's
my...
not comfortable you washing his underwear.
It's not a bit about being comfortable. It's just he finds it okay to do
okay.
it, because he
Have
can
you
even
had-
take
have you
mine.
offered before?
Who? Me to offer.
Eh.
If I find them there, like he has put them there, like, okay, I'm going to wash, I wash them. But most times, when he gets there, he picks, sometimes you even don't know where he has put them. You find it, then he can even find mine and say, you know what,
Let me
this
wash
is my
for you.
baby.
Brian, do
You know?
men like to, did you like it when we wash your underwear?
It's okay if I am very clean. Because some men also know. But the stupid thing about us men, we be like babies. You know there's craziness and then you let someone do.
So in the end, I think at the end of the day, women, if you have anything uncomfortable under there, please go and check it out. Don't go to
Shame.
Facebook or social media, or don't ask a friend. Just go see a doctor. They check and they rule out any issues, because the more you stay with that infection, the worse it becomes. You will create more complicated.
More trouble.
Kachai with Lucky. Remember to go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel, Kachai with Lucky. God bless you. Be kind to one another. Bye, Harry.